This relates back to a study showing that the other 10% of people that commit assisted suicide who are not very old or terminally ill do so because they do not fit into society's or the community's view of what they should be, and many of these people who are men who do not fit into their community view on masculinity as presented in Guideline. I have developed my own set of morals and ethics throughout my short life thus far. With these ethics that I have developed for myself, I have been able to take a stance on one side of the issue of assisted suicide. I believe that assisted suicide is something that should be allowed, should not be illegal, and should be able to be accessed by those who please to take their lives by means of assisted suicide. There are a few reasons as to why I believe this. The first major reason as to why I believe this is because as a part of my personal ethics, I strongly believe in the free will that is guaranteed to all of us humans by God. Free will is the power of acting without the constraint of necessity or fate, the ability to act at one's own discretion. This means that if a person is terminally ill or extremely old and they feel that they no longer are happy at this point in their life with their suffering, then they should be able to act upon their God-given right of free will and take their own lives if they want to. I feel that this should be done by means of assisted suicide because it is the most civil and clean way of committing suicide compared to the more popular ways such as hanging or murdering themselves with a weapon. The other major reason as to why I think that this and why I think like this and think that assisted suicide should be allowed is because of how, according to my personal ethics, I believe society should function. At the beginning of the year, we had talked about and did projects on the different forms of society that were developed by different philosophers. Before we even did this, though, we had watched a clip from the movie Lone Survivor and had been asked to think about how we would handle the tough situation. These activities had validated what I already knew about myself, that I have a utilitarianistic outlook on the world. I am a strong believer in the saying, everyone cannot be pleased in life, and this perfectly describes my view on society, as there are always going to be people who must suffer and maybe even die for the society as a whole to succeed and prosper. This is my outlook, and it perfectly describes utilitarianism. This view of mine relates as to why I believe assisted suicide should be allowed, because I feel that it is a process that can help society succeed and prosper as a whole. This is because those who are depressed and do not want to live anymore will only weigh a community down, as any group of people is only as strong as its weakest link.
Created using Powtoon.